So why would you want to come into the present moment? What's the benefit for you?
To be at one with everything.
Sure, that's an advanced answer. It's very good. So what would you say the benefit is of coming into the present moment? It's the only moment that's real. Thoughts about the past are not real. Imaginations about the future is not real. It's not real. The only thing that's real is the present moment. It's only in the present moment when you're awake. Right? The rest is an illusion. Are you getting this? Only the present moment is real. The rest is like a dream. A dream about the past or a dream about the future. But only now is real. So the benefit of coming into the present moment is that I enter into communion with my own soul. So your own soul lives, exists in the present moment. But if you're never there, if you're always in the past somewhere, always in the future somewhere, you're never entering communion with your own soul. You're not entering communion with that part of you that's immortal, that's everlasting. So the benefit of coming into the present moment is that one starts entering into communion with your soul. And in communion with your soul, through communion with your soul, you gain access to the larger consciousness, the collective level of soul. Right? So in other words, we like to think as souls as separate. In fact, we like to think of everything as separate. We like to, it's called, this state of conditioning is called objectivity. We like to see things as separate in the world. This house is separate from that house. That tree is separate from that tree. This plant is separate from that plant. That's my car, that's your car. We like to look at the world as if everything is separate, isn't it? And yet, everything is part of something larger. So no matter where you look in life, you can look one level up and you'll discover the collective. The same is true for the soul. Your soul that you think is a separate thing is actually part of a collective. There's a higher level where all souls are one. So the beauty of this is now when you enter into the realm of the collective, now you develop this wonderful ability to have knowledge, experience of others that is not possible through the senses. Start entering a new domain of consciousness, of awareness, of experience, which is what you might call supernatural. But the door to the supernatural, the door to the collective that is beyond the senses, is through the portal is through the present moment. Right? So it's like this door in this picture. That red door is the door to the present moment. Right? And when you step through that door, when you use the Mahakala to step through that door into the present moment, then you gain access to insight, to intelligence, to intuition that you couldn't possibly have had from your own intellect, because it's the truth of the present moment. That truth keeps changing. So if you knew it yesterday, you don't know it today. You have to go into the present moment again today to find out what it is today. And tomorrow you'll have to do the same. There's no laziness here. You can't sleep through it. Okay? Every time you want to enter the present moment, you have to do it consciously. Okay? You can't say, yeah, I entered yesterday, it was fine, thank you very much, that was cool, thank you. Don't need it today. Right? What happens then is you remain asleep in the knowledge of yesterday. you don't discover for yourself what the knowledge is of today. Right? And how often has your knowledge of yesterday failed you? How often in your life have you made mistakes because you used the knowledge of yesterday today? You see this? So the awakening of consciousness allows us to live in the truth of the present moment, allows us to come to the present moment. And then this part of you that's eternal starts playing a much bigger role in your life. You hear what I'm saying? Instead of relying on the intellect and the knowledge of yesterday, I start relying on this eternal part of me, consciousness. And this consciousness starts playing a much larger role in my life, and the quality of my life starts changing. More even, I start realizing that this part of me that's eternal is the real me. That this person that I thought I was is not the real me. It's just the me for now. It's not the eternal me, it's the me for now. And you could go through your entire life without discovering the real you. The you that has been here since the beginning of time. Not the you that's been here since this one was born. The one that's always been there. So this is the great benefit, is that when you start using your consciousness, using your awareness to come into the present moment, once fear and suffering starts disappearing from you. All that suffering you used to cling to that you thought defined me, my pain defines me, falls by the wayside. I start moving into acceptance. Right? Accepting more and more. Living in a state where I can accept what is so that I can move on. So acceptance becomes a great key. And with acceptance, my suffering that I've always suffered in my life starts disappearing. Suffering is diminished. And all of a sudden, I find myself at ease with life. Suffering is always in the past. Pain's in the present. Suffering is in the past. When you leave the past behind, suffering disappears.